Good morning. I'm the Ja Renee, and this is the Ja Renee Healing. I've got a lot to say, so I'm just going to cut to the chase. So today we're going to speak about traumas. It's definitely something that we all experience, and we don't have to experience the same type of traumas, but we all have different things that have been traumatic to us in our lives. And it's just important to understand how to be able to process certain things that has happened so that we can still be productive citizens, although we've experienced that traumatic episode. So one of the things that I think that is extremely important is that when you have a trauma, you have to find somebody to where you're able to talk and process everything out. Um, a lot of times when something happens and we're not comfortable with it, we don't want to talk about it with anybody. Um, we don't want really to relive it or to even acknowledge that whatever it that happened actually happened, but it's therapeutic. And especially when you're speaking to somebody who can get it and is able to give you those positive reinforcements and things that you need in regards to it. Because when you don't um, truly process things out, you may not know how to feel in regards to this particular trauma. You might blame yourself. And that's one thing that you don't want to do. You don't want to feel guilty for a traumatic experience that you've had. Because a lot of times, well, all the time, none of us deserve to experience trauma. None of us. And so it's always a time to where it's not right or it's not fair, and so you don't want to blame yourself because it wasn't your fault. And if nobody told you that it's not your fault, it wasn't your fault. And if somebody told you that it was your fault, it wasn't your fault. That's not your fault, no matter what it is. And you don't have to make you don't I don't want you to make yourself feel guilty for anything because you carry that guilt. And let's just say it's something in childhood that happened, you carry that guilt to adulthood. Let's just say if it's something in adulthood that happens to you, you carry that for the rest of your life. And we, as much as we love to live and be individuals and think that we're on this individual journey, the things that we do as individuals affects us as a people, as a collective. And we have to be able to get ourselves together, be able to be properly healed. And that's something that I say a lot. To me, this is a healing channel. I believe that we can be healed via conversation, and um, and I believe we need each other. So just to kind of back up, definitely you don't need to feel any guilt. And if you did feel any guilt, get with that person that can help you process things out so that you're able to understand what happened and learn from your experience so that you can teach somebody else. And lastly, you don't have to become your trauma. So just because something happened to you, that doesn't have to be where you are, where you kind of stay. It doesn't have to become you. You could take that experience and be able to allow it to morph you into a greater person, someone who is now strong because you're using that experience as if it's uh, kind of like something that's already been through the fire type of an aspect. There's strength in that. There's strength in you being able, kind of already going through something and now and coming out on the other side and still being strong and still being able to do what you have to do. Don't let it become you and don't be ashamed. So whatever it is, you know, um, for instance, I have previously, been in relationships where maybe I find myself accepting things that I don't necessarily, I would think I'm too strong to accept, but yet here I am, accepting certain things. And I find that I can place guilt on myself, or I can feel like, hey, maybe because I did this, or, maybe this is something I deserve. No, no. It doesn't matter what type of um, situation that you were in. You don't deserve to have any trauma. You don't, and if you have experienced certain things, you certainly don't want to let it shape you into, into being a certain kind of way. You're strong. It's not your fault when these things happen. And it's also, people are embarrassed sometimes when it comes to things that's going on or what they've experienced. We've got to take that power back and say, yeah, I was in a situation to where, I was treated less than when I know that I deserve more. But, I learned from that particular experience, and I'm moving forward from it. That's the strength. And that's the strength that I'm extending and offering to each one of you, for whatever traumas or whatever experiences you have, because you have them. Everybody has them. They just don't like bringing it up. And of course not, because why would you want to continue to relive pain? But you must deal with it. You must acknowledge that it's a part of your life. It's who you are. Things change us, and it shapes us into the person that we are. And so if we're kind of sitting in a space and, we may feel like, well, why, why is everything not work? Why are things not going well? What's happening? Why am I feeling like this? You need to heal from your traumas, from the things that scare you, so that you don't have anything in your way when you're trying to move forward to become the best person that you can be. You have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, you are amazing. Like, comment, and subscribe.